If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that sub button for more amazing content. Now, let's jump straight into the video. Hey, what's good, YouTube? It's your girl Bofino1 bringing you guys yet another YouTube video, and today I am doing a podcast with Levy20. And today we're just going to talk about our thoughts on the movie Black Panther. We saw it last week Friday, so we're just going to kind of run through a couple things. What do we think about it? Things that could be better, and just our final verdict on it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the story. What do we think about the story? So, you want me to go first? You go first.
You can go first. It doesn't matter.
Okay. So for me, with the story, I felt it was probably one of the better Marvel stories, or at least I feel like I could relate to it. And maybe I'm saying that because I am African American, and some of the stuff I could relate to. I have more background knowledge on it. So yeah, I would say the story was pretty good. It was relatively deep. I don't want to spoil. Honestly, I don't even care. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't even care.
If you haven't saw the movie, come on, guys.
Yeah, I'll just put spoiler, whatever. But basically, in the movie, when the guy was talking about how the cousin, I don't remember their names, so I'm sorry, but the cousin, he was mad at the Black Panther because he felt as if they kept their town, their city deprived and everything, and he was basically fatherless. He lost his dad at a very young age. And although it was through a superhero movie, that's some of the stuff that African American men, young boys, go through on a regular. They don't have a father in their lives. Their father's dead, or their father's just nowhere to be found. So I felt that was something that, in a sense, was more relatable.
Well, what are you talking about? Killmonger? That dude? What was his name?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Killmonger.
Yeah, even though his dad died because Black Panther's father killed him, well, the uncle technically admitted that he was the reason why, but you get what I'm saying,
yeah.
Even though it was that, but I'm just saying him having to grow up in life without having a father, and wondering where's my dad at, because he was so young when it happened. When we saw the backflash, he was couldn't have been no more than 10, if that.
I think, yeah, it was no more than probably 6, 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He looked really young in the movie, so I mean, I thought the story was pretty good. So, what'd you think of the story?
The story had a deep African, type, a deep African, I'm trying to think of the word, deep African concept to it.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And it was more towards, African Americans, It still had the Marvel in it, but, it was kind of had the more just approach to blacks. I know. Our African brothers and sisters and stuff, which, don't get me wrong, it was a good movie. The story was just, I don't know, it was pretty strong, but like I said, there were some parts in the movie that could have been shortened.
Yeah, there were some parts that kind of dragged.
Yeah, there's some parts that kind of dragged, and I get it, the whole, storytelling and, making the movie, from a story standpoint was good, but some just there was just certain parts in the movie you could have cut, or you could have, but they had to, I applaud them on what they did and the way they did it, but it was more it could have been dimmed down more. But overall, cast is pretty good. It's all African cast. There was only 2 white people in it.
Yeah, I mean, it was, like I said, the story was good, but yeah, there were some parts that dragged. But I feel that's a lot of the Marvel movies. A lot of their movies typically do kind of drag sometimes, in my opinion. You'll have action, then it's this long drag of the backstory, then it's action, it's this long thing of so it kind of fit, in a sense, a typical Marvel movie. because there has to be some type of
So
yeah, there has to be some story. Yeah. So I guess we're moving on from the story. The next thing we can talk about is like the characters. Do we feel as if the characters were good? Were they trash? Like, did they fit the movie? Did they not fit the movie, basically? Me personally, I felt that the cast was great. I felt like the acting was great. The only person that I felt like, because I saw Creed. I don't know if you guys saw that movie, Creed. Like it was like basically a spin-off of the Rocky movies, saying like so many years later. Wasn't it like Michael B. something, the guy that played the villain? You said Killmonger or whatever.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. I felt kind of like in some scenes it was almost like he was trying too hard. Like, I don't know, like and maybe that's how they wanted him to be, like maybe that's how they wanted him to kind of seem extra, but it almost seemed as if he was forcing it. Like when you looked at all the other characters and like even Black Panther, like it seemed more believable. I felt like with his character it was believable, but it also felt like he was trying too hard, just a little bit. I don't
know. For me, the cast was fine. My favorite dude was what's his name? I forgot his name. Duke.
You talking about the guy that wanted to challenge the Black Panther in the beginning?
my brother. That was my guy. From the mountain tribe.
And then when that white guy came up there, he started talking. He's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And then he's like, and he started talking. He's like, ooh, you don't speak.
You can't speak. He's like, yeah, those were my tribe. If I had to make a decision, I'd go up there any day. But the only character I had problems with was what was his name? Wakabi of the border tribe. The ones who protect the border of Uganda. That dude, he just seemed like he was crying the whole time. Every time you stare at him in his face, he just seemed like he was high, or like his eyes were like bloodshot. Like he was like he smoked before he came to the set.
Okay.
It's like, it's time, guys. But overall, like I said, the cast was good. I don't know. My favorite guy was the mountain tribe leader. I don't know his name off the bat of my head.
He was basically the guy, if you guys saw the movie, he's the guy that challenged the Black Panther in the beginning, like right away in the beginning. As soon as his father had died and then he got, he was going to be king, there was the whole thing of saying like, oh, if anybody wants to challenge, say so now. And then, of course, he came there and it was like...
Yeah, my boy. Ooh. Gorilla tribe. Kind of like, was Wakabi. He was kind of like his face was just like, he just looked like he smoked before he came. Bloodshot eyes, Wakabi. Or maybe that's just how he looks. Maybe they're just you know what? Maybe it is just how it looks. Maybe it is.
So then I guess like we'll probably move on to the next one, which basically talking about the environment, like the scenery, just like how the movie looked, not talking about the characters, not talking about the story, but just like how it looked. I felt that this was something in terms of Marvel movies that we've never really seen. The scenery, like, I mean, I've seen movies that talk about, like African American history, that talk about that kind of stuff, but I've never seen it so glorified. Like, I felt like it was really...
Scenery was nice.
Yeah, the scenery was nice. Like, it was really like... And then, too, okay, I hate to say this, but I gotta say, like, I hate to make it into a race thing, but I have to say it. It's nice for once, too, to see, like, African Americans be looked at as being smart. Because they had all this technology, like the sister, I forgot her name, but like the Black Panther sister, she was into all this different technology, and she had all these different suits for him, and then she had, different gadgets, like how she could drive in the car and like virtually be there, but not really be there, like it was just nice to see. And then too, she's a female, so like that was cool too, but it was nice to see, like, what'd you say?
I think I was saying it was Shura.
I can't remember.
Shura.
I'm just saying, for me, it was just nice to see like African Americans like have in a sense, be looked at in a positive light. Not saying that we always looked at it in a negative light, but a lot of time in the media, we are looked at in a negative light. And it was nice to see a movie that we was actually looked at in positive and actually being smart. They were really, they're really smart, you know.
Oh, no wonder I didn't like that fucker. No wonder I didn't like that dude Wakabi, because he's from that movie, the one where they go on, that white girl traps him. I forgot that movie. What was like? They go to that farm. I forgot what it was.
Talking about Get Out.
Yeah, that one. Get Out, where the white girl takes him to like that plantation where they brainwash them and stuff. I forgot what it was called. I forgot the name of the movie.
I just said it. Get Out.
Oh, that's it. That's the movie was called. Oh, Get Out. But overall the scenery was it was nice. All the places were well shot. But if you guys don't see me in the next 7 to 10 years, I'm in Waganda. I found it. I found it.
Last thing, we'll talk about things that we didn't like about the movie. Do you want to go first on this one?
Well, mine's just goes back to the same point I made. Like, I didn't like the certain scenes dragged out. But that was my main thing about the movie. I just like certain scenes could have been cut a little bit shorter, but the reason they did that was to make those scenes understandable, so you knew what was going on.
Well, and also too, like I said, Black Panther has never been like one of the characters that has been in the front. You always hear about Captain America. You always hear about Superman. You always hear about Thor. Like, you always hear about those characters. So like, I feel like they had to do that because a lot of people really they know about Black Panther, but they don't know about him like that. So I also feel like they had to do that. But for me, the things that I disliked, I agree. I felt like some of the scenes were dragged on. They, like I said, I see why they did it, but it was a little bit too far. I know in the beginning, I know a lot of people also said this in the beginning, like it seemed like the camera was like super shaky. Like, I get it, they were trying to show the effects of like if you were to shoot a gun and you're scared, you don't know what's going on, like you're gonna shake, but it was like, okay, you don't need to be doing all that. But other than that, like you said, there's not really much bad to say about the movie. Like I can't really think of anything that just really turned me off. And even though some of the scenes were long, it still didn't like turn me off. Like, I still wouldn't give the movie like a 6. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like that bad. It's just it could have been shorter. But there's nothing else I can really think of that I just like hated. I'm like, I hate this movie. Like, it was like you said, little small things. And to me, like you said, like that's kind of almost like nitpicking a little bit, I guess. But I guess that's basically it. Yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot to say like that I disliked about the movie. I guess in terms of like my final verdict, I would give the movie it's kind of a hard one. What would you give it? I'm trying to think.
10 out of 10. If you're black, you must go see it.
Okay. I would say I would give it a 9 out of 10. Which is still an A. It's like an A-. Only reason why was because some of the scenes were a little draggy. And then 2, I think that, and I'm not hating, I'm just saying that I felt as if this movie was good, but people was acting like this movie was gonna pay your bills when you walked in. People was acting like this movie was the best thing since butter. People was acting like this movie was gonna fill up your gas tank. Okay, and I'm not saying that the movie was bad. I'm just saying, like, I just think people just overhyped it.
Hey, when I walked in, they gave me free butter and they gave me a free gas card. Thank you.
I'm just saying, like, you ain't gotta break your neck to go see it. That's all I'm saying. People really breaking their necks. Like the movie, like I said, the movie is good,
break your neck.
It ain't better than, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just think I get why people are hyping it, because like I said, this is the first black movie, you know. It's like
they will pay your bill.
Black movie is like big, so you know. But yeah, like I said, I give it like a 9 out of 10. It was pretty good, you know. So
10 for me all around.
Alright guys, so you heard our thoughts on the movie The Black Panther. You heard our breakdown, a little bit of the breakdown of the story. You heard our thoughts on the characters. You heard our thoughts on the environment. You heard the things that we liked and things that we didn't like. And then you also heard our final verdict on it. So let me know you guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. What did you guys think of the Black Panther movie? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was bad? Did you think it was okay? Do you think it was overhyped? Did you do you think maybe it was underhyped? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. As always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Peace, Fin Army.